Well, welcome everybody. If you're watching this part, you're watching a recording. I am literally just now launching on all the platforms, and we're going to get this going. 1 second as I type in the post on Facebook. All right, so we are on, we are on YouTube, which is good to know. And now I just got to get over the, okay, right there's the live chat. So I got that. We are on Facebook, I believe. Let's find out. Not yet. Let me relaunch this page. There we are. Okay, we are everywhere. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. So let's get the show going. Can you hear me? If you are watching this, please let me know. If you guys can hear me, my volume sounds correct. I don't want a repeat of last week. All right. All right, Joe, thank you. So, we're live. A lot to talk about today. We got the brand new NVIDIA Shield is available. And then we got giveaways. If you are wanting to win a Roku Express, which is a great Roku streaming player. If you want to win a side-click remote, let's see here. My quality is a little low. Let me see if I can cancel a few things and improve the quality of the stream here. I really should do a pre-show. So we got a Roku, we got SideClick, and we got a CES backpack. If you want to win a CES backpack, go to cordcuttersnews.com. Post right there, about 3 or 4 posts down, you're going to find a post with details on how to enter to win, all that stuff. A Roku Express, a SideClick remote, and I'll even throw in, this is a little Sling TV, Air TV promotional flyer I got. There's also some pads and stuff in the backpack there. Time's running out. Not a lot of time left to enter. You can go do that over at Cord Cutters News. Just scroll down a few posts, you'll find it right there. But if you have any questions, comments, want to talk anything cord cutting, Hulu sent out a second round of beta invites just a few hours ago. Another 50 invites went out to Hulu beta testers. So if you didn't get the first round and you want to get that, go check that out. So, all right. Sorry, looking for something. I don't have it. So, questions, comments, let me know, and let's go. All right. First comment of the day is, I want my money back from DirecTV Now. Yeah, you and a lot of people who've been messaging me recently. Unfortunately, DirecTV Now officially doesn't give them, but some people have been able to get credits for future months. I would assume that DirecTV Now, before we know it, will begin that the system back working, but I mean, who knows? Movie Fan on YouTube says, I have a new Vizio 55-inch TV. I want to watch all my local channels. I reached out to Vizio, and they tell me I have to get a digital tuner box. I want to know what digital tuner box to get. Yes, so Vizio, in an effort to save money, has cut the digital tuner out of their TVs. I think one other brand has done that too. Now, other brands like TCL are jumping on and saying, hey, we're going to keep our digital tuner. You're going to be able to plug an antenna in right to our TV, and there you go. There's a lot of ones to do, Movie Fan, but if you're willing to spend a tiny bit extra, I recommend getting like a Channel Master DVR, a TiVo, or a Tableau DVR. Get one that's a DVR also. So not only are you getting a tuner, but you're also getting a DVR and take full advantage of that. So that's my recommendation. Maybe look at those. Those would be the best ones out there. You can go to Amazon. I haven't really tested them, but they do have digital tuners with like HDMI out or composite out. But if you want one that has 1080p, get one with an HDMI. So, Yeah, Bill, all Vizios now do not include a tuner. All 2017 versions, and I think 2016 is when they started it, don't include the tuner. Joe says, I just signed up for the free trial of PlayStation Vue on Fire TV. Very impressed so far with the picture quality, navigation, and interface. This is my first step in possibly cord cutting. Well, welcome, Joe. Congratulations on your first step. My recommendation is, hey, allow them to offer free trials. So take advantage of that. Try out the different free trials that are out there. So if you have any questions, comments, post them in either ones. And again, a few kind of highlights of some stuff that's happening today. Kind of recap some of the biggest stories. Hulu has had a busy day. They announced that they're going to be rolling out a downloadable service similar to Amazon Video and what Netflix now does. You'll be able to download your movies and shows from Hulu and download them onto the mobile devices, we're assuming, like phones, tablets, and so on, be able to watch them offline and plane trips and so on. So that's pretty cool. They also sent out another 50 invites to the Hulu live beta. So if you applied for it, didn't get in the first round of Hulu Live, go check your email, your spam filter. There is a second round of invites now out at this very moment. Went out a few hours ago. So check that out. Well, Super Devil, I'd love to have you here. Thank you for your support of the channel. Matt says, thoughts on PlayStation Vue? PlayStation Vue is great. The only real downside I have with PlayStation Vue is they drop Viacom channels. I know for some people that's a big issue. They also, I kind of like how DirecTV Now and Sling TV has the ability to access their app outside of the house. But that's like a personal thing. I like the ability to have one app that has all my content in it. I don't have to have 10 apps installed on my phone or tablet. So that's, is what it is. So check that out. Thomas says, any new indoor wireless antennas besides AirWatch that you can use with your Tableau? No, none that I know of that will work with the Tableau, because the ones I know of don't have the coaxial out that you need to plug in there. At least right now. I was asking Tableau about that, if they'll start working with the ability to wirelessly sync over Wi-Fi, and they were kind of like, not right now. So, but, all things change. Send them an email, let them know you want that ability there. Matt asks, when is Hulu's live streaming service set to be available to the general public? We don't know. As with all betas, there's really no set date. From what I'm hearing is this is the very first test of the iOS. First set of iOS users are going out today. And if they're just now testing iOS, that tells me that it'll probably be a little bit. It depends on how successful the service is. If they run into any errors or glitches, we'll have to wait and see. Move my camera down a little bit. Do you think the MyBox is better than the Air TV from Sling? That's a tough one right now. I think the Air TV does some cool things right now with the intermixing. The remote's really nice. It definitely felt more powerful than the MyBox, but it's also a lot more expensive than the MyBox. And MyBox is about $69. The Air TV starts at $99. My initial impression is the quality of the build is better on the Air TV. I've used both. I own a MyBox. Here's the remote for it right here. And I have played extensively with Air TV at CES. I have a couple video reviews of that. So, I would go Air TV. If you can get one. I hear that they're kind of hard to get right now. I hope you put together a list of top customizations for the Air TV. Is that something that you may do? I absolutely love the Gen 2 so far. Chris, yes. So the NVIDIA Shield is what you're talking about there. I said Air TV, I apologize. But yes, so the second generation NVIDIA Shield officially came out on Monday. I have actually had it now for about a week, and I've been very impressed with it. The remote is just a huge step up. The quality of everything that they do there is nice. It's a smaller package, and it's cheaper. I know it's the same price, but not only do you get the game controller in the system, with it you also get the NVIDIA remote control, which is typically, I believe it was $50 in the past, so it's like taking $50 off the sale price. So I'll be posting a lot more about it in the weeks to come. Depends on how busy I get this week with breaking news. Sean asks, I currently have my Tableau and antenna on top level of my house and get about 30 over-the-air stations. If I move them on one level higher to the attic, will it make a difference? Is temperature a concern? That question came over on YouTube. Yes, temperature is a concern. I actually talked with Tableau's president about that. He basically said that the cost of winterizing a box against the extreme cold, attics can get really cold and they sure get hot. And the heat can damage these streaming services. So he's not recommending putting that attic. What they say is a lot of people do is they put the Tableau in a closet in a hallway somewhere on your upstairs level, put the antenna in the attic, and then run the wire down, cut a hole in your ceiling, a little one, run the wire down into your closet and keep your Tableau there. So that would be my recommendation, is if you want it in your attic, just run the wire somehow down. Because the Tableau will overheat or get too cold and get damaged at some point. Have you heard of anyone having problems with Android TV boxes not being able to get the PlayStation Vue app? I tried and it says due to my box being rooted. Yes, some of the versions of Android TV are not compatible with PlayStation Vue and they blocked them. Sling TV did the same thing when Sling TV first came out. They blocked many Android TV boxes. If you message them, maybe they'll change their mind, but right now, some Android TV boxes are blocked on PlayStation Vue. Anything new with Vue Local? No, William, nothing new on that right now. If you're familiar with what Vue Local is, it's just not something currently available to cord cutters and not something available to us at the moment. Fubo TV beta invites before the end of the month launch, asked Paul. So Fubo TV is traditionally a live streaming service for soccer events. They announced about a month ago that they are getting into the live TV streaming service similar to Sling TV and PlayStation Vue. They want to get in and they're going to start offering Fox News, Fox Sports, and so on in a more traditional Sling TV-esque, PlayStation Vue-esque package. Now, rumor is starting to see that Fubo TV may not come out in January. It may come out in February. But they have not said anything about a release date for beta. I will reach out to them and try to get an update, and if I hear anything, I'll post it as quickly as I can. Do you know if Sling TV will be adding any new channels soon? Asks Aaron on our Facebook feed. Aaron, I just don't. Unfortunately, Sling TV will sometimes announce that, hey, this is coming, but typically it's like, hey, it's already there. I'm sure they're working on it. Sling TV is always in the works to try to add new content. And of all the live TV services, they seem to be the one most aggressively adding content right now to their service, features, and so forth. So I'm assuming they will. When will Sling TV DVR be a part of the service on a permanent basis? Well, it's not going away. Sling TV DVR is adding a free DVR to all Sling TV accounts. It's rolling out right now through beta testers. I have it, very impressed with it, but they have not stated any official timeline to make it available on every account. But it seems like almost twice a week right now, they're adding more people to the beta. If you haven't applied to it, just search on cordcuttersnews.com for Sling TV beta, and you'll find a way to apply to be in the Sling TV DVR beta. That's my recommendation if you want to get in on that. Any word on a launch date for VidGo? Asks Hal over on our YouTube page. No, VidGo has not said anything. So fingers crossed they're going to come out with an official announcement soon, but VidGo hasn't. They would be the 7th live TV streaming service if they come out this year. I hope they do. Competition is good for cord cutters. And that's kind of one of the things about cord cutting. It used to be you had really probably 3 or 4 options if you were lucky. You had a cable for TV. You had maybe a phone company, not everywhere, like a Uverse type TV service. You had, and then 2 satellite options, Dish or DirecTV. And that, for most people, maybe only 3 options with 2 satellite and Comcast. So hopefully, all these services keep coming out because now cord cutters have access to 6, 7 live TV streaming services and like 100 on-demand services. So great news for cord cutters getting competition there. Have you heard anything about the new ATSC standard 3.0 for over-the-air transmission. I was talking to some people in the industry about that at CES, and what that is a new standard for transmitting TV over the air to your antenna, and it will add the ability for 4K and some other features to it. But let's just focus on when it's coming out. I was talking to them, and a lot of them were saying that TV stations are holding back on upgrading for a variety of reasons. They're not sure what's happening with the spectrum auction right now, and they're not sure how the actual rollout will be. It's actually costs TV stations money. They're going to have to upgrade their transmission towers to support 3.0. So I think everybody's kind of waiting for a consensus to come out on what's happening in the market, what's happening with the FCC sale of some of the bandwidth, and before they rush out and go invest in a 3.0 upgrade. So once I hear anything official, I'll post about on the site. What would be the best streaming service with live TV and DVR beat? If I could make any streaming service I wanted, I would build a streaming service that was primarily, you just subscribe to whatever show you want instead of worrying about channels or content. If you want NCAA football, you subscribe to that. If you want Blackish on wherever, you just subscribe to that. You can forget about having to worry about where it comes from, what channel it's on. That you just get whatever content you want. That would be my dream. Any concerns with using streaming services only and bumping up against data caps with ISPs currently using AT&T Uverse? It is an issue. Two things there. First of all, my number one tip with data caps, if you have one, turn off the autoplay next. You'll be amazed how much data you waste when you turn off the TV, forget to stop the stream, and it plays 3 or 4 episodes. I find that most people can easily save a few hundred gigabytes just by turning off autoplay. You can do that in Netflix, Hulu, all that. Just Google that and you'll find instructions on how to disable autoplay next. But keep an eye on the site. I'm going to have a post soon. I think we may have a way to help people, especially with people with AT&T, get out from having data caps. So that's a little teaser. Keep an eye on the site. I'll be having some posts coming up soon. Hal asks, what is VidGo? VidGo is a live TV streaming service like Sling TV, PlayStation Vue, and so forth. It was announced over a year ago. Still is not on the market yet. Hopefully they're getting soon on the market soon. Fingers crossed. But they're just think of them as another Sling TV competitor. When is DirecTV Now coming to the Roku and MyBox? I don't know about MyBox for DirecTV Now. I can say for Roku that Roku at CES, their vice president was up there, and he said in the next few weeks. What do a few weeks mean? Is that 3-4 weeks from now? Is that 6 or 7 weeks from now? I don't know. But the Roku vice president on stage at CES publicly stated in the next few weeks DirecTV Now will be on Roku. Thoughts on Verizon Wireless? Should not 200 gigabytes. Gary, I'm not quite sure what your question is. So Verizon Wireless should not want 200 gigabytes for their unlimited. Is it $200 or I'm not sure what you're asking there. Sorry. Can I get local channels on my Roku and Apple TV? Yes, Mike. You can buy things like a Tablo DVR. Connect your antenna to your Tablo DVR, and it will transmit to your Apple TV, to your Roku, and it'll be an app on those devices. There's other ones like Airwave from Mohu will do the same thing. You just put an app on your thing. It's coming out later this year. You put your antenna wherever you want it, connect it to Wi-Fi. You can watch it on your Roku, Apple TV, and so forth. But right now, if you want it today, the Tablo DVR is the one I recommend. Should I be able to use my DirecTV Now credentials to log into iOS TV Land app? I keep getting an error message when I try. DirecTV Now does not offer many apps it supports. I don't think that TV Land is one of them. The reason behind that is service providers pay money to get access to those apps. And DirecTV Now stated to keep the price of the app or the service low, they're not doing all those apps. They do have many of the things on demand inside DirecTV Now. I'm not familiar with the TV Land breakup between the app versus what DirecTV Now has, but that's the reason why it's not working. I have DirecTV bill is 100 standard package. I downgraded. I lose TNT and ESPN. Is streaming going to be the only one in the future? Advice for the best streaming device, user friendly. Mike, if you want the best user-friendly streaming device, I recommend the Roku. My 4-year-old daughter can use it, and my parents can use it. By far, easiest remote, easiest user interface. It's just dead simple to use. So if you want a simple, easy to use one, Roku is the one to go. Nancy asks, Tableau, what causes Tableau to buffer? Is it hardwiring all the way to the TV? Nancy, Tableau shouldn't buffer, at least within your home network. I would reset your wireless network. It sounds like your wireless network's having problems there. Oh, okay. Yes, so Verizon Unlimited wireless data. Greg, I understand your question now. Sorry. Basically, if you're a very old Verizon user, like I used to be until very recently, you had unlimited data. And yes, but they capped you at 200 gigabytes. If you go over 200 gigabytes now, they're going to disconnect you. And in short, Verizon wants everybody off those plans because in their mind, they're not making as much money as they should. I just went over to Straight Talk. I get the 10 gigabyte plan for myself, and after 10 gigabytes goes down to 2G. But we're saving $70 a month on our cell phone bill versus what I was paying Verizon for my wife and I. So I highly recommend that to check out their Straight Talk or Ting. If you're not a very big data user, Ting has a great plans for low data usage. But I use Straight Talk. I'm on the Verizon network, and I'm paying a heck of a lot less than what I paid over at Verizon. What app on Roku can I use for local free channels? Mike, there aren't any. If you want local channels, you got to get an antenna. That's how you get local channels for free. If you can't get channels with an antenna, you can check to see if Sling TV, PlayStation Vue, and others have it where you live. Or you could do what I did when I cut the cord. I had no over the air. I used Hulu, and you just got the shows the next day on Hulu. Any word on PlayStation Vue enhancement? Better Roku app, more channels, MLB Network would be nice, asked Jason. No, PlayStation Vue has not said anything about stations. They have been slowly rolling out more channels or CBS channels, but that's all we know right now. Unfortunately, they have not been adding or announcing what they're going to do before they do it, which is pretty typical. Paul asks, T-Mobile, okay, you guys are talking about that. What's the holdup with a guide for Vue on Roku, Ryan? You know, what PlayStation Vue is doing with Roku, I don't know. They have not updated the app in almost a year since they released it. You would think that PlayStation Vue would have done tweaks on it. You know, you look at Sling and it's almost weekly they're doing some type of change. But no, PlayStation Vue has not done any changes to their app on Roku, and I don't know. Rob asks, what's your thoughts on Channel Pair? I've been using it for 5 free channels and just switch the channels around when I want something different. Channel Pair is awesome. It's a cool idea where you basically can take any feed on the web, put it on through this Channel Pair service, give them the link of where the video is, and puts it on your Roku. The problem with it's increasingly just a bunch of pirate channels, where a bunch of people are streaming a bunch of piracy streams through Channel Pair. That's the downside to it. All right. I live in Canada, and the U.S. has way more streaming services. Any good ones in Canada? Not at this moment that I'm aware of. Guys, help me out here. Peggy is asking for good, and ladies, streaming services for Canada. If you have one, post them in the feed, and I'll let her know about that. Marco says, I canceled Comcast an hour ago. Welcome to the cord cutting family, Marco. I hope we helped. And remember, baby steps. You know, it may take a little while to find everything, but plow through it before you know it. It'll be there. Rayesh asks, what about Kodi? Is it legal? Well, Kodi, in theory, is it's just a media player. It's like a computer. Is a computer legal? Yeah. But can you do illegal things with a computer? Yeah, you can. Same thing with Kodi. All those add-ons that say free TV, free movies, free this, free that. Guess what? If it's too good to sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So yeah, most of those add-ons that promise all types of free movies and so forth are not legal. Jordan says, good IP TV services. New to this. Sling TV, PlayStation Vue, DirecTV Now are currently the legal IP TV services on the market in the United States. You may all, keep an eye on Hulu, VidGo, and Google for another one coming out soon. Thanks, Marco. Really appreciate your support of the site. I hope we've helped you. What are your overall thoughts on Watch Air smart antenna? Do you feel it's worth $200? You know, I actually have it. It's sitting directly behind this camera in the window. Watch Air is an antenna that will connect to your Wi-Fi network and has a built-in DVR. You can attach external hard drives, so forth, and improve it. I think there are some definitely early adapter version issues. They have a Roku app now, but I've suddenly had problems connecting my Roku to my Watch Air antenna, and so I don't know. Is it worth it? When it works great, it's great. The interface is a little wonky. It's not quite as great of a DVR as a Tableau, but it's an all-in-one antenna, everything at once. I'm sure they're going to continue to come out with updates and improvements. If you like being an early adapter and you don't mind dealing with some of the maybe earlier software glitches, yeah, it's a nice one. If you don't like being an early adapter and you want something that just works, get a Tableau. Bill, yes, there are legal add-ons for Kodi, but all the ones that promise you free TV or free movies, everything for nothing, no, they're not legal. Paul asks, please test PlayOn Cloud DVR. PlayOn is an interesting one because if you read your terms of service, so PlayOn is a service that says it will record shows off of Netflix, Hulu, all that. If you read your contract when you sign up for Hulu and all that, it clearly says that you will not download and stream it. So, I mean, yeah, it works. If the site legally allows you to download it, it's legal, but most of them don't. Well, is this a legal service? Okay, let's quickly knock out all the questions of is this legal, is this not? XTV and CC Cloud are not legal. Again, if it sounds too good to be true, if they're giving you free access to HBO and all that kind of stuff, guess what? It's not legal. USTV Now, the live TV streaming service, is an interesting one. They are like Sling TV and all the others. They've been around for a few years. They kind of hide, sometimes they're saying they're for foreigners in foreign lands, but they allow Americans living overseas, but they allow people living in the United States to sign up for it. All kinds of weird things there with that. I have tried to contact them. They have a phone number, but it just goes to a call center where anybody can do it. They have an address, but again, it's just one of those services where you buy the right to use their address as your company address, and no one from that company really works there. They haven't returned my phone calls, and they have not returned my emails in over a year. So I'm going to say USA TV Now is probably not legal for one main reason. NBC came out and stated that we did not have the reason why the Golden Globes was not streamed live is that they did not have rights to stream the Golden Globe online. So no one streamed it except for US TV Now. They streamed it, even though NBC said they did not have rights to stream it. So that leads me to think that they're probably not legal. Roku 4, good option for a 4K Ultra TV. Movie fan, if you have not purchased a Roku 4 now, I wouldn't. That's actually the older model now. The same money, you can get a Roku Premiere Plus or a Roku Ultra for a little bit more. Those are the newer versions. They include Roku HDR. They don't have a fan. They're slightly more powerful, I believe. I would get the Roku Premiere Plus or the Roku Ultra if you can afford it. Ultra is the best one. And it really is worth it at the moment. So check that out. Sean, currently have the $35 DirecTV Now plan for 100 channels. With streaming issues they are having, is it worth hanging on in there with them? Sean, at some point DirecTV Now is going to fix that. I mean, you got to think, they're a big company with a lot of engineers and a lot of money behind them, and they are very committed to making that work. So the question is, how long is your patience? You can sign up for a free month of Sling or I think it's 14 days, excuse me. Try it out, see if you like it better. It's going to really come down to what you like. So give it a try, test it out, and see what happens. But yeah, check that out. And again, it's really with DirecTV Now, it's going to come down to your patience. How patient are you? All streaming services have their fair share of issues. DirecTV Now does seem to have an unusual large percentage of them. Rosie asks, how do you feel about the new NVIDIA Shield? Well, I got it right here. I got the remote for it. The box is sitting over here, and the Shield's actually on the review table back there. But I really love this new Shield. For one, I mean, if you're a gamer, this new controller is a huge step up in quality. This is a 60-hour gaming controller. The buttons are nicer. Everything's nicer. The streaming player performance is almost identical to the old NVIDIA Shield, but the 16 gigabyte version is smaller. The remote for it now comes included, so instead of paying an extra $50 to get the remote, the $199 price includes the remote, so it's like a $50 savings. And it's a 1-year battery life. You won't have to charge it for a year, where the other one seemed like you were always charging it. So, I definitely am a huge fan of the new NVIDIA Shield. Check it out. It's not cheap, but wow, is it a powerful, fast streaming media player. It starts at $200 and goes up from there. Is Sling TV pretty good as far as streaming without buffering? Jordan, I've been very impressed with it. For example, I have DirecTV Now, PlayStation Vue, and Sling TV. During the national championship for college football, ESPN's Watch ESPN app was having a lot of issues. I was struggling to get a smooth stream out of it. Kept crashing and buffering. I switched over to Sling and it ran smoothly, no issues. So I've been happy with it. Just keep that in mind. Hal asks, how is DirecTV Now as an alternative for cable when they deliver signals to any and all devices through 4G cellular? Does not seem to be the same category as Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, etc. Well, Hal, all those services you can watch over 4G. So if you want to watch your Netflix on your phone or your 4G, you can. So they all work the same. If you're at home, it's just going to come through your internet pipe. It doesn't care what internet service you have, 4G, Comcast, CenturyLink, whatever. It's just going to come to you through whatever internet services you want. Is the purple Roku stick still worth it? No, do not buy the purple Roku streaming stick. Painfully slow, very old. The current Roku stick came out almost a year ago now, is a black stick. Highly recommend that. Quad-core processor, great streaming stick. Will give similar streaming performance to a Roku 3. So I highly recommend that if you want a Roku streaming stick, that you get the black 2016 Roku streaming stick. Marco asks, Roku or Tableau 4 tuner DVR, anything better or equivalent arrive at CS? No real DVR ones that would top that. Tableau does have some other versions coming out, I think in May or second quarter, summertime, I don't know. But they're not actually updating the actual DVR. They're going to come out with a couple different options, a USB stick and some other stuff. So no, Tableau DVR that's on the market now. If you want it, I would get it. How about the new Roku streaming stick compared to the Amazon stick? Richard, you're watching this on YouTube. If you look at my channel and you Google Roku streaming stick and Fire TV stick, you will find in my channel, you'll find a video comparing them. I think the Roku is slightly faster on most things. Of course, Amazon does slightly faster on the Fire TV stick, as you can expect since they own it. But it's not an earth-shattering difference in speed. So very similar overall in the different speeds. I've got a Raspberry Pi with Kodi loaded on it. Have you messed with those before? And if so, what are your thoughts? I've played around with Raspberry Pi and Kodi, and it's fun to play around with. With being able to get a $39 Fire TV stick or a Roku stick or a $30 Roku, I don't see a reason to do it. Just get a Roku or a Fire TV stick at that price. I think for most core cards, you'd be happier. Do you think any streaming boxes like the Roku or NVIDIA Shield will implement Dolby HDR along with HDR10? Roku is actually doing that in their new Roku TVs. TCL this year is going to have a line of Roku TVs that are going to have the Dolby HDR built in. And I saw at CES, played with them. They're stunning. Beautiful new contemporary line, super thin, super bright, huge step up in quality of the Roku TVs. So check that out. You'll find a video I have on my site about that. Check it out. What are your thoughts on the MyBox? I have a MyBox in back here. I just had the remote a moment. Oh, here it is. I got the MyBox remote here. It's $69. It's nice. It does HDR, 4K, 1080p, full Android TV. A few things lacking. Does not have an Android video app, an official one. And when I've done some 4K streaming on it, there has been times where it's lagged. The remote also kind of feels a little chintzy to me. You get what you pay for. My recommendation is pay the extra $10 and get the Roku Premiere for $79. Or if you really want Android TV, get the NVIDIA Shield. Much more powerful, much better, much more pricey player though. So that's my recommendation. Ellen asked about VPN to watch with Kodi. Even with VPNs, won't necessarily protect you fully from being caught piracy. So just be careful, especially with a smart DNS. A lot of people have been trying to use that. That does not necessarily hide your identity when you're trying to pirate. Dan says, I've been Cord Card for 2 years, still with Vonage. But I hear they are better, cheaper options out there for North American. Is there one you can recommend? Ooma has been one I've used and recommend. I even recommend it on my site. And I forget what the price is to buy it, but they actually, all they'll charge you if you want the free basic plan is the taxes, which for most people are less than $10 a month. So check that out, Ooma. You can find it on Amazon. Hal, you were asking, but just for home 4G doesn't seem viable if you have a 4K TV. I don't understand your question. I'm assuming you're asking, can you just use your cell phone provider basically to stream your content? Even with so-called unlimited streaming plans, often they cap you and slow you down to 2G, which is really painful for streaming. If you really want to get a lot of streaming at home, I recommend getting a home internet service provider. Lori asks, is there a monthly subscription fee for the Tablo DVRs? Yes and no. You can use a Tablo DVR with no subscription fee. You can set up recordings, you can see a channel guide for 24 hours, all that for free. If you want to be able to access your home DVR when you're outside of the road, Tablo DVRs will allow you to access your content from away. And if you want 14 days and some other premium features, there is a monthly fee for it. But you don't necessarily need to pay for it if you want to go that way. What are your thoughts on the Amazon Echo? I got a couple of them here, and I absolutely love the Amazon Echo. I use it in my office as my primary radio now. I love the weather updates, the sports updates, the integration with iTunes Radio, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all that stuff. I think the Amazon Echo is a really cool device. Highly recommend it. I love the new Roku app on iOS and Android. Yes, and Roku just came out with a brand new app for their iOS and Android. Huge improvement on the older version. It has the same features. They now have a new what's on feature that shows you recommendations of things to watch. And they make it a lot easier to launch your Roku channels right from your phone. So they really did a really cool update there. If you have a Roku, you have iOS or Android, make sure to go download their app. If you aren't using it, highly recommend it. If you have it, make sure you have updated it and check out the new features that they have. Let's see here. If I have not answered your question, please post them again on facebook.com/CordCarsNews or on our YouTube video. I know this video has been shared on many Facebook pages, but I'm only watching facebook.com/CordCarsNews and our YouTube page. So check that out and post your questions there. Did you check out the Mohu Airwave at CS? Yes, I did. I got to play around with it twice. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm having some issues with OTA and love the idea of putting an antenna where it works best. Yes, so I have played around with it. The Airwave is very nice. It does not have a DVR, but it will stream live TV over your Wi-Fi to your home network, which is cool. Because, where your TV is typically not where you want your antenna. You want your antenna, let's say, as high as possible by a window, wherever, but you don't want your antenna over by your basement TV. I had that in my old house, the big TV was in the basement, but that's not where you want your antenna. So the Airwave is nice when it comes out, will allow you to put it up there. I've always put a tableau with the antenna up in an upstairs bedroom, and that works well. But if you don't want a DVR, the Airwave will do that for you. What are your thoughts? Okay, I already answered that. Do you need Hulu to use the new Hulu Live beta? You know, Robert, some people who are not current Hulu subscribers have got invites. If you're interested in trying to get into it, you have to apply and hope they accept you. I just posted about the second round of Hulu Live betas going out. 50 people got the invite today to the Hulu Live beta. This including the first round of iOS testers. If you go to corecarsnews.com, you'll be able to see it. It's the first post right there. You'll be able to learn more about the Hulu Live beta. How do you feel about sideloading apps on the Fire TV Stick? You know, that's great. I don't really know what apps on the Fire TV Stick legal services are there that aren't available through the Amazon App Store right now. All right, well, real quick, while some more questions come in, we have a giveaway. It's almost over, but there's still time for you to enter to win a brand new Roku Express, still in the box. This is a great streaming player. It gives you full access to the Roku store and 1080p streaming. A SideClick remote. This is a universal remote. You attach this to your Roku. They have versions for Fire TV, Apple TV, the MyBox, and so on. And it will allow you to control your TV. You can program these buttons to do anything. So you can program it to control your sound bar, change channels, change inputs, control your volume, so on. And lastly, you can also win a CES backpack. This was a handout to the press. I got one of these and I don't really want the backpack, so I'm giving it away. But it comes with some CES pads. There's a hat in there. I'm not really sure what the hat says. I haven't opened up the backpack to see everything that's in there. And I included a pen from Newson. Newson gave me a pen when I met with them. If you want to enter to win that backpack, go to corecarsnews.com. There's a red bar across the top of the site. That if you click on that, it will take you to the giveaway page. There you can enter. You can enter by doing a couple things. Sign up for our newsletter, follow us on Facebook, Twitter. You can even tweet a message to get an entry. The more things you do, the more entries you get, the better chance you have to win. So check that out. corecarsnews.com if you want to win. Tomorrow is the last day to enter. Have you used any of the Roku TVs? How is the interface? I have used several Roku TVs, including the new ones that aren't even on the market yet. I at CES have tested them. But here in the house, I have two TCL TVs, a 55-inch 4K Roku TV, and a 40-inch standard HD Roku TV. Love both. Interface very similar to the Roku one. No real difference. They just add some icons on there for the different HDMI ports if you want one, and over there. It does allow you to play pause live TV for up to 90 minutes. So if you're watching something live and you gotta go to the bathroom, if you plug a USB memory stick in, you can go to the bathroom for 90 minutes and come back and hit play and resume your show, fast forward, rewind, whatever. So highly recommend the Roku TVs. They are really great TVs for cord cutters. See here, how do you feel about? Okay, I already answered that. Do you need line of sight for the Roku Express? Yes, Roku Express is line of sight. It tapes actually to the bottom of your TV. It's an adhesive strip. It's just meant to be taped onto your TV. Do you think more cable networks will end up like Esquire and have to retreat to being online only viewing? Yes, so if you missed the news today, Esquire, which used to be called the Style Network, launched just 3 years ago, is shutting down and going online for streaming. So check, yes, I do expect that to be the first of many services to shut down in the years to come, and networks just going online. So check that out. Do I know which ones, how quickly it'll happen? No, but I do expect many to have that. What with all the new devices Tableau is bringing out, will they make the 2-tuner or 4-tuner DVR? Any word on whether they may possibly bump to 6-tuner? Yeah, first of all, yes, they are going to continue to make the current line of DVRs. The 4-tuner and the 2-tuner DVRs are not going anywhere. As far as 6-tuner, I haven't heard anything about that. Send them an email. I'm sure if they get enough emails asking for it, they may consider it. I've got the channel local app on the Apple TV with HD Home Run for $24.99 for Apple. On Apple TV 4th generation, working great. So yeah, so the Channels app, they're charging $24.99 for that. I didn't realize that they're charging for the app. Did I understand you right there, Paul? But it's an app. So the HD Home Run is a network device. You plug your antenna into it, connect to your Wi-Fi network, and then other apps on your network can discover your antenna and use it. The channels one is a new one that will allow you to watch live TV on your Apple one out there. Yeah, so they're charging $24.99. You know what? I wouldn't recommend it. To buy an HD home run and the channels app, you might as well just go buy a Tableau DVR. That way you're not limited to what the memory is on the inside of the Apple TV. With a Tableau DVR, you can put like a several terabyte hard drive on your DVR and get a ton of stuff. So no, I don't recommend the channel app for the HD home run. I think you're not getting your money's worth. Hello, Mike. Welcome. Sean, yes, I did see the super thin LG TVs at CES. They look cool. They're so thin, if you don't mount them on the wall, they'll bend over and break. Terry, do you use any type of Harmony universal remotes? Some of my family do, but I actually use the Cyclic. In my house, we use the Cyclic remote, where you clip it onto your Roku, Fire TV, wherever. It allows me to control the TV on and off, power. It's all I need. But I don't use sound bars. So Cyclic is what I use in my house for universal control. How do I feel about Chromecast? I'm a little indifferent to Chromecast. So the Chromecast 8 Ultra, the 4K one, is the same price as the MyBox. You might as well get the MyBox. It does more. It does everything the Chromecast does and more. The problem with the Chromecast is pretty much every Roku player will cast, stuff from your phone, Fire TV, YouTube, all that stuff. There's really no reason for a Chromecast. Most people I've met own a Chromecast, have it sitting in a closet. With both satellite companies entering the OTT arena, do current cable companies plan to as well? Jim, yes, several cable companies have announced test markets for streaming. Most of them are just doing local channels. So for like $10, you can get access to all your local channels. But, who knows? Maybe soon we'll have a Comcast streaming service to take on Sling TV. But nothing's been announced along that line. Paul, yeah, it is nice that you can hide your antenna. My problem with the HD home run is that there's no Wi-Fi. I can't connect my Wi-Fi to my internet. Where with the Tableau and other options, I can put my Tableau upstairs, my router can be downstairs, and I don't have to run an Ethernet cable. I can connect from the Tableau wirelessly straight to my router. So that's the reason why the price points are so similar. Once you add it all up, I don't think it's worth it. What's the best music service? I'm not a huge music person. I don't pay for a music service right now, so I'm not the best person to ask there. But Spotify seems to be one that a lot of people like. What news apps on the Roku will be streaming the inauguration on Friday? Christopher, if you go to my site, Court Cars News, you scroll down, I think it's on the second page now. I have a full guide breakdown of how to watch the inauguration on a wide range of streaming media players, but a ton of them. Twitter, Fox, so on and so on and so on will all be streaming coverage. CBS News. But if you want a full breakdown by device, go over to courtcarsnews.com. Go to, I think, page 2. You'll see one that says how to watch the inauguration on Roku, Apple TV, and so forth. Click on that. Is HD Home Run easy to use and set up? It's not bad. It's not as easy as other ones, but it's also not quite as expensive. I just think the limitations and the cost of it, I would spend a little extra to get a Tableau. I'm not. What does the HD Home Run do that Tableau doesn't do? I don't know. I can tell you a lot of things that Tableau does that HD Home Run doesn't do, and the wireless thing is big for me. The fact that you have to plug the HD Home Run in by Ethernet is the main reason I don't recommend it. Because typically where people have their wireless router is not the best spot in the house for an antenna. Sean asks, what OTA antenna do you use and why? I actually have a bunch. I recommend several brands. Mohu antennas, Turk antennas, WineGuard. If you really want a big, powerful one, the V4 from Antenna Direct is a very powerful one that I have also. So I have over like 30 antennas now. So I got another one on the way to the market tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have that in the next few days, be able to do some more antenna recommendations. But WineGuard, Antenna Direct, Mohu, and Turk are the big ones that brands I recommend testing out. Hal asks, any word on when YouTube Unlimited will launch? No, YouTube Unlimited is their new live TV streaming service that's going to try to take on Sling TV, PlayStation Vue, DirecTV Now, and so on. We don't really know a lot about it, other than that some companies like CBS have been in talks with them, and Fox and so forth. But no date's been announced. Edward, IPTV pay TV service. I have tried Sling TV, DirecTV Now, PlayStation Vue. So I've used all of them. Those are the 3 legal ones on the market now. Hulu is about to come on the market, Vidgo, and Fubo TV, and then Google Unplugged. All are supposed to come out in the next few months. I don't know anything about the Remix Android TV box. Sorry. Super Deal says he has the HD Home on Prime and it's been giving him problems lately. Super Deal, what problems have you been having? Maybe we could help there. Marco, yes, Mohu antennas are omnidirectional. They'll pick up from whatever signals are coming around. So if I have not answered your question, we got about 9 minutes. I got to get off on time today. I can't stay late, unfortunately. But we got about 9 minutes until the Q&A is over. If you are just tuning in, and this is your first time, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday, I'm here for about an hour to answer your cord cutting questions, comments, try to help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience. Right now, we got a little under 100 people in total all over the different places watching, and that's really cool. So thank you to everybody here, and hopefully we can help everybody out. Hal, we don't know when Google Unlimited is coming. Vidgo has an app on the Play Store. Any clue or updates on them? No, I definitely did see that they have the Play Store app available now. But they have not said anything, and it's basically at this point not doing anything. You can't log into it, you can't access it. So I'm assuming that's for their internal testing. Edward, our recommendation is don't pirate, and then you don't have to worry about being caught by piracy notices. Super Deal, you're having to restart your modem every day. If you're having that many problems, if you're running it, return it. If you own one, maybe it's time to do a factory reset on it or buy a new one. Sounds like your modem's going bad. Any comments about Tableau? I have one. It's a really great DVR. Them and Channel Master are probably the best cord cutting DVRs on the market right now. Robert, you say you're missing a DVR. There are many great DVR options. TiVo has one. I think they're a little expensive for what you get. You're definitely buying the name there. But Tableau DVRs and Channel Master DVRs are excellent. Check them out. Jeff, thank you. Yes, our Facebook group today hit 10,000 followers. Our YouTube page hit 11,000. And our Facebook account hit 24,000. And our YouTube or our Twitter account, I think, is getting close to 9,000. So we're growing quick. Coming up on that 50,000 mark. I want to have 100,000 social media followers by the end of the year. So go tell your friends. Go tell them to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Subscribe, And don't forget to hit like on our posts, no matter where. If it's on YouTube or wherever, hit that like button, thumbs up, wherever they call it, the heart buttons on Twitter. It really does help us get out there, because there's algorithms that say, based on how many people watch it, how many times people hit like determines how many times or how many people will see it. So if you want to help Cord Cutters News, share a post, hit like on our post, thumbs up on YouTube, heart it on Twitter, and so on. It really is a huge help for us. Sean, yes. He's asking, can you connect an outdoor antenna to former DirecTV lines? Does that work? Yeah, it should work. You shouldn't have any problems, just coaxial cable. Now, every now and then, DirecTV Now will put in a signal booster, a powered one, somewhere along the line, a splitter that's got a power one on it, and sometimes it doesn't work with an antenna. And if it doesn't work for you, first make sure everything's properly connected throughout your house, and then check to see if you have any splitters. You may have to replace a splitter, but that's kind of rare. They haven't done that in quite a few years, so you should be able to just connect your antenna to the same wiring that DirecTV Now used. Sean, Tableau will start under $200 on Amazon. Christopher, I've noticed that. Oh, I lost you. Hold on. I noticed that this week that DirecTV Now, their service has gotten better. Yeah, they've released several updates, but you are right. Their on-demand content is a bit lacking. Hopefully, they improve it. My biggest thing with DirecTV Now is how it randomly will miss an episode. It'll be like episode 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9 or something. And it's like, why just randomly miss an episode? So that is a problem with it. So, lower Sling TV is the cheapest way to watch Home and Garden. Yes, if you just want cheap, if you want to watch it live, Sling TV will give you access to HGTV and Food Network at the lowest price. All right. So, last call for questions. If I haven't answered your question, repost it. If you got a question or comment, get it in quick because we're at about 5 minutes right now and I got to run, unfortunately. Questions, comments, let me know. And again, I appreciate everybody's support. Court Cars News has had a great January so far. Huge amounts of traffic, huge amounts of social media growth, and that all comes down to you, the readers, supporting us. And I'm eternally grateful for your support to Court Cars News. Christopher, is DirecTV Now ever going to offer a DVR service? They say they are, but there's no timeline. It could be next month. It could be next year. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Yeah, DirecTV Now, since the last update, especially on the Fire TV, has been kicking a lot of people off and been asking them to re-enter their passwords. Not sure on the issue there. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, I think people are saying that some people are not having problems, some people are. I think the closer you live to their servers, the less problems you have, I think is a big part of it. So some of it's just sheer luck of where you live on the quality of DirecTV Now, but there is truth that there's been a lot of issues. It is truth that all services have issues. I just wish that DirecTV Now would do a little bit better in communicating what they're doing to fix their issues. Joe, what streaming box are you using that's causing your TV to randomly shut off? I'm wondering if maybe your remote. Apple TV sometimes will do that. If it thinks that nothing's happening, will turn your TV off. But I thought they updated and fixed that with an update. If I buy a NVIDIA Shield, will I have buffering issues watching live TV? Like I do with the cheap Android box. You know, the new NVIDIA Shields are really nice. They are probably the most powerful streaming media player out there. But there's more questions to it. Your internet is a big part of that. The Wi-Fi network you have, how strong the Wi-Fi signal is if you're using Wi-Fi, how fast your internet is, VDog. But if you're just using a cheap generic Android box, that could be the problem. Some of those boxes are not that great. So that could be the problem. Joe, I don't use the Smart Stream. But when I did test it, I did not Stream Smart. I did not experience that. I'm not sure what's causing that. Maybe try a different HDMI cable, but it could be your box that's causing that issue. Do you think Hulu Live TV service would be good with them putting on demand first and live TV second as far as priority? It is an interesting move by Hulu. They are coming out where they're going to say, hey, our on demand content's what we're going to feature first. We're going to push, they did say today they're going to push a lot of sports content, so sports will be well versed there, but live TV will be hidden kind of behind it. I think they're trying to recognize the fact that people's viewing habits are changing. More people are watching content on demand than they are live. So the question is, will the American population respond to it? I applaud them for trying something new and different. We'll have to see once I can actually play with it. But I will say they are probably right. Most Americans, even with a live TV service, watch most of their content on demand. So fingers crossed they do it right and it works well. But I haven't tested it yet, so we'll have to wait and see after I've played around with it for my opinion of what I think of it. I don't know if DirecTV Now will come out with an Android app for Android TV. When, I don't know. So I'll have to wait and see. So that's it, folks. I'm gonna call it right there. I hate to run so quick today, but unfortunately I do have another thing I have to do right after this. Still got to upload my posts for tomorrow. Get them all stacked away. We're going to have a busy day tomorrow. A lot of news breaking tomorrow. Check out the site. Hit thumbs up. Hit like. Hit share. That really is a huge help for Core Cars News when people do that. We appreciate your support. Many milestones on our social media this week, and traffic has been great. So thank you, and keep telling your friends about cord cutting. Let's go out there and be the ambassadors of cord cutting to everybody we know. Good night. I'll see everybody right back here next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday for our Q&As. Have a good night.